5 Pelicans.
There's an incredible amount of talent on that roster, but do you think we may be overhyping them a little bit?
I think Willie is a smart coach. Having a guy like Larry Nance come off the bench and being able to switch 1 through 5, that's a luxury to have in certain lineups. I'm high on the Pelicans this year.
Ernie, I told you guys, New Orleans not only that, I'm going to take it a step further. They're going to play a home playoff series. They're going to be in the top 4 in the West.
I agree.
They're going to be in the top 4 in the West. Yes, but not only I pick them as my sleeper in the West, top 4.
Oh, damn. Oh, damn. Oh, damn!
Pelicans are now 4-2 coming out of week 2 of the NBA so far. And if you've been watching the Pelicans games, you'll know that they look extremely impressive so far. But are we overrating them this year? Obviously, it's the start of the NBA, so it's hard to tell and make an exact assumption as to if we can say that they aren't ready for a deep playoff run or not. We simply don't have enough sample size. However, I think it's worth talking about since there is a lot of hype around the Pelicans team and organization, thanks to the all-star level talent on the team.
It'll be Devontae leaving it. Good decision.
David Griffin and Willie Green. But is it fair to say that they can be a top 4 team in the West and have a 50-win season? I would say absolutely. And there are 3 major points to indicate that the Pelicans are on track to being one of the best teams in the West as early as this NBA season, the 2022-2023 NBA season. The biggest takeaway from this Pelicans team that people are starting to notice now is how deep the roster goes. In 5 out of the 6 games the Pelicans have played, they've had 5 or more guys end the game with double figures in points, including role players and players coming off the bench. There's so much talent on the Pelicans roster that on any given night, somebody new can step up in crunch time to make the plays needed to win a ball game. The only game where there weren't at least 5 players in double figures was versus the Hornets, but it didn't matter because Jonas Valanciunas had a double-double with 30 points and 17 rebounds, and B.I. almost had a double-double with 28 points, 9 rebounds, and also 7 assists. That's big for a basketball team to have because each player is going to have their own unique talents they bring to the table that nobody else does to contribute to winning a basketball game, which makes rotations a nightmare for opposing teams to deal with. Which leads me to my second point, which is that Willie Green's rotational usage and coaching schemes is exactly what the Pelicans needed to be successful. Look at this clip of the Pelicans playing the Jazz as an example. Something that the starting 5 of the Pelicans struggles with heavily is playing against the high pick and roll on defense because Jonas Valanciunas is just not quick enough at all to play 2 positions at once. He's just not. He can't be that guy. Here you have Jared Vanderbilt setting a high screen for Jordan Clarkson on CJ McCollum. Jordan Clarkson then takes the screen to the high post where the Pelicans defense starts to collapse in. Jonas Valanciunas steps up, Herb Jones moves away from his guy up towards Jordan Clarkson for the double team, and Zion slides down from the wing. None of whom are paying attention to the low post or the baseline, leaving Lauri Markkanen a wide open down low finish off the assist from Jordan Clarkson. Willie Green saw this and decided to change up the rotation. And so instead of having Jonas and Zion on the court at the same time, he took them both out and put Larry Nance and Jose Alvarado on the floor. It allows the Pelicans defense to play up on the high screens before they even happen. And when a team does set the high screen on Jose, Nance is quick enough to be the help side defender while also playing his man down low because he's so athletic. That change led to the Pelicans going on a run to bring the Jazz to overtime, and it's changes like that show that Willie Green is, in fact, an elite coach. The final point for the argument that the Pelicans aren't overrated is that there are 2 key players that are going to have a breakout year going forward for the Pels, which are going to give teams trouble moving forward as they add another dynamic to the Pelicans' game plan and scheme. Trey Murphy and Jose Alvarado. Trey is already having a great year so far, averaging 15 points per game coming off the bench, as well as 6 rebounds per game, with the key takeaway being he is shooting 53% from the field and 54% from 3. Trey's game has evolved so much that he's starting to become a dual threat for second teams, and that if you give him any space, he's going to drain the 3 in your face all the time. But he can also put the ball on the floor and take it to the rim while also taking a lot of contact. He's shooting 87% from free throw. He plays so physical and has so much length. He allows the Pelicans to finally have a transition three-point shooter that they were lacking for a very long time, as well as a corner presence. Meanwhile, Jose Alvarado creates floor space and defensive opportunities with the way he plays defense, as well as anybody in the league. And it gives the Pelicans more transition looks, which is where they play the best at, and more forced turnovers to give them more opportunities on offense. So to answer the question, no, I don't think the Pelicans are overrated this year specifically, and I think the Pelicans are going to have a very successful season. I could see the Pelicans being as good as any team in the West and potentially coming out with a 53 or more win season. If you guys like the video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you all on the next one. Peace.